Hey guys, it's Tag from DadofSix. It's been a while since I've done a video. The camera that I was using is broke, so I'm using a cell phone to do this video. It's not going to be a very long one, but I was working on the power converter for the Airstream that's outside. It's kind of a wet and cold rainy day, so I'm kind of working on that in here today because of the heat. But I had ordered online a WFCO-9855 power converter. I bought it off of eBay for a parts only, as is, not working, and I've only paid $9 for it. So when it came, I took it apart and found that one of the capacitors had exploded, and so I have ordered 2 new capacitors to come in, and I'm going to resolder those in and see if we can get this power converter to work. But let me show you what I've done so far. All right, so this is the WFCO 55 amp power converter that I bought off eBay for $9. But this was the one that's replacing. This was a Litton 70 amp power converter. I guess it's from either 1976 or sometime in between 76 and 91. It's the size of a cinder block, weighs about 50 pounds. And it had 3 capacitors that were, I don't know, about that tall, that wide. There was 3 of them, and one of them had exploded. There's no serial numbers on them, so I couldn't get that fixed, but I don't want to go with something that big and heavy and bulky anyway, just to make some weight in the trailer. So I decided to go this route. So after I got this one taken apart, I saw that there were 2 capacitors that had, one of them had blown, and as you can see, that's not very good. One was okay, and that one looked like that. So rather than just replace the one, I went ahead and ordered 2 brand new ones, and they came in the mail, and they're a little bit different. The ones that were blown had a capacity of 820 millifarads, or UF, with a 200 volt capacity and 105 degrees Celsius operating temperature. The new ones that I had gotten are still 250 UF, I'm sorry, 820 UF, but 250 volt capacity operating range, and still the 105 degrees Celsius range. So from what I've been reading, and I'm not an electrical engineer, I can go with a higher voltage capacitor and still have this work rather than go with one that was lower. I just could not find an 820 UF with a 200 volt capacity capacitor. So I went ahead and got 2 to go ahead and just replace both. They're not too much difference in size, just a little bit shorter, but the diameters are the same. The terminal leads are the same distance to fit in the circuit board. And I still tried to find one that was polarized negative, which these are also the same. So these should work. We're going to solder them in, put the multimeter on, and see what happens. I had to move the pins a little, and to get it to fit in there a little bit better. It was going a little tight, so that should line up now. And when I was shaking this, turning it over, I heard something else loose, so I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. So this still may not work. But then we're only going to be out $19 if it doesn't. one. And now we will get the second one in. That is that. So I will put it back together and we'll power it up and see what happens. All right, guys, I got it all put back together. There are the two capacitors that have been replaced from these old ones, and I'm getting ready to plug it in for the first time, and we will see what happens. Okay, it's plugged in. No smoke came out. I have a multimeter that I'm going to put on the two leads, the negative and positive output, and it should read around 13.6 volts. And I have 0 volts. I still have 0 volts. Well, I don't know enough about electronics to dive into this, so I guess I'm out $19. Or I'll just figure it out. Well, if anyone has any ideas or something else I can look at, please let me know. So until then, 73. Like, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys, so if anybody that knows me knows I'm not going to just sit down and put this off to the side. I was going to sit and tinker with this thing until I figured out what was wrong with it. So I unsoldered those capacitors and resoldered them again, went ahead and pulled that coil out, resoldered all that, just cleaned some of the bottom of the board up, took this cooling fins off, and checked all the, I don't know what you want to call those things. I don't know what you call them, but the sound that was rattling, there's ferrite rods or ferrite little tubes around each of those terminals underneath this cooling fin, and I'm going to assume that's for keep interference out of it with appliances plugged in. Just some of the stuff I remember with some radio, with the ham radio class I had taken, you put a ferrite coil around certain things to keep interference out, and I'm going to assume that's what that is. With radio equipment and electronics in an RV is going to help keep interference out with that, I'm assuming. So I kept looking and could not figure it out. There is a fuse right here, a ceramic fuse that I had checked the continuity on and wasn't getting anything. So I checked the ohms, and it was a high number, and you're going to check with ohms with the ohm meter. That should have been at 0, and I was getting like a reading of 150. So I had a feeling that that fuse might have been bad. So I put a jumper wire on it and plugged it in, and the fan cuts on where it energizes the unit. Cuts off, and then when you check the voltage, it's reading 13.72 where it's supposed to be 13.6. So I think I fixed it. So now I just have to go get a $1 ceramic fuse and solder that back in, and I have just spent $20 on a power converter for our Airstream. So I feel a whole lot better now knowing that I was able to at least figure out what it is. So again, 73. Like, comment, and subscribe.